Welcome, Keto Rock Stars. How's everybody doing tonight? This is your host, your favorite funny food addict, Rockin Keto Amy. Tonight, I am testing out kind of a new recipe, and it's all over the internet, so I don't even know who the original creator of the recipe is, but I kind of made it my own. How to make cottage cheese low-carb tortillas. And this recipe was originally a 2-ingredient recipe, but I had to make it a couple times, and so I turned it into a 3-ingredient, if you don't include the seasonings. And I've made egg tortillas before. There's a previous video of me making egg tortillas, but I've been seeing people making cottage cheese flatbread all over the internet. So I thought I would give this a try and turn them into tortillas. So let's go through the chat a little bit, see who's all here. Lynn, 22 Q Cats here. Thank you, Lynn. She says, hi, Amy and all. Hey, I've been following your Audrey updates. Glad she's doing so well. And I responded to her. Thank you. We love her very much. Still has some hurdles to go through, but we're working on her. Let me move this chat up a little bit so it's not getting, hold on, it's not getting overwritten by the scroll. Give me just a second. Where is that at? Oh, hold on, it's over here. Chat, select. That's not it. Chat select, it's this one. There we go, that's a little better. Perfect. And then she gave me some paw prints. Rick, Twinbrook Acres is here. Hey, Rick, how's it going? Evelyn is in the house. Hey, Evelyn. She says, hello, friends. Rick telling everybody hi. Lynn telling everybody hi. Okay, so what I was discussing is I discovered how to make cottage cheese low-carb tortillas. Now, cottage cheese is a little bit higher in carbs, but sometimes I need like easy 2-3 ingredient recipes. And I had made Keto Dad's pizza crust with cottage cheese, and it worked out so well that I've now adapted this recipe to this tortilla recipe. And last night I also made a taco pizza for dinner, and that was so amazing. And I didn't get to eat the leftovers. Hubby got all the leftovers because I was fasting today. But there is some taco meat left over, so I'm going to use these low-carb tortillas to have maybe tacos or breakfast tacos or something tomorrow. And Evelyn telling everybody hi. Couple of announcements. There will be no live next week because it is Easter Sunday and I'm having a house full of people and I just can't get ready for a live and host the holiday as well. So we'll skip a week and then we'll return the following week, but I should be releasing my taco pizza recipe here soon, which is kind of a spin-off of this. Lynn says, yeah, the taco pizza looked great. It really was amazing. And I hated to give the leftovers up to my husband, but you know, I do some fasting, some PSMF fasting. So I got to keep that going. But oh man, I know that's going to be a regular rotation. So, okay. And then also let's say some prayers for Stacy and Ken. Stacy's Easy Peasy Keto. Ken is at Ohio State University Medical Center with some it sounds like pretty serious spine issues. And Rick says no live next week. I'm gonna wander around the house not knowing what to do. I'm sorry, Rick. Oh, okay. So Evelyn says, are you making anything special for Easter? So that's a good question because I host all of the holidays. I host Easter, I host Thanksgiving, I host Christmas. I'm having a baby shower for my niece on behalf of my brother. So a few years back, my mom and I decided to cater Easter. Now, it's sad food, standard American diet, but around this area, Polish food, Polish style, is like a huge deal. And of course, there's a lot of sad stuff in there, like, oh, maybe I need to make mashed potatoes, Chris Cooking Nationals mashed potatoes. So it's fried chicken, and I probably will eat the chicken. I'll just scrape the skin off. Polish sausage, which is amazing. They make the noodles. I won't eat the noodles. I won't eat the mashed potatoes. I usually eat the green beans with bacon, and then I usually cheat with a couple bites of the sweet and sour cabbage. The only thing really bad in that is they usually put sugar in it. So I will take a couple bites of sweet and sour cabbage, not very much, just as a treat. And then of course rolls and butter. And then I'm gonna make that chocolate chip cheesecake dessert that I made for you for your birthday, Evelyn, because it's easy. And I have to clean my whole house, so I'm really thankful I don't have to do a lot of cooking this week. Yeah, Lynn says, yeah, Stacy's had her own bout. She just had that wrist surgery. Yes, they've both been through the medical issues. Thinking and saying prayers for them. Yes, and Rick says, I hope all goes well for Ken and Stacy. So yeah, so we're getting sad diet food, but I cook for all of the holidays. All the other holidays I cook, and people don't know it, but most of it is keto friendly. I will make regular mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving, but I don't eat them. So, but thank you for reminding me about, I will make my husband and I Chris Cooking Nashville's mashed potatoes, because those are amazing. And I probably can make those a day or two ahead of time, I would think, and just reheat them up. So we'll probably do that. Okay, so behind me, I've got the oven preheating at 350 degrees. I do have pizza stones. You don't have to use pizza stones. You probably can only see the top one, but maybe not even. There's 2 pizza stones in there. I think the camera got moved, so you can't even see that. But there's 2 like those, I don't know what they're made of. Are those ceramic, or they're just the baking stones? So those are in there. And we're going to go ahead and get started on the recipe. And so I'm going to switch my camera now. Okay, so this recipe is so easy. It literally is 2 or 3 ingredients. The first ingredient is 1 cup of cottage cheese. And I have my favorite little glass bowl here. It's not really big, but it's the perfect size for this recipe. So I'm going to go ahead, and I don't think it matters what order you put these recipes in, but this is how I did it. I put my 1 cup of cottage cheese in the bowl, and then you're going to put 2 eggs in here. So we'll start with the first one. And again, there's probably a lot better, tasting recipes out here, but I thought this was amazing. So, Lynn says, I never in my life used one of those baking stones. Does it really make a difference? Maybe, I don't know, because for the taco pie, I wanted a square pizza, so I just use a cooking sheet. So I don't know. I mean, I like them because they say they make a difference, but okay, so we're going to add our second egg into here. No need to mix anything yet. All right, so we got that in there. Now, this is the optional ingredient. Well, a couple of these ingredients are optional. This is about 1/4 cup Parmesan cheese. I made these, and then I baked them, and then they kind of fell apart in the middle. So I read somewhere online that you can add some Parmesan cheese, and that will melt in it and help it stick together. And it did work. Now, I did notice the ones I made with the Parmesan cheese have that aged cheese taste. So if that bothers you, you may not want to add this, but just know the tortillas may fall apart a little easier. So we're just going to add that in there. All right. Next, I have some taco seasoning, and this is homemade that I just keep in a baggie. Be wary of the taco seasonings that you buy at the store. A lot of them contain gluten and bad ingredients. Now, if anybody needs a recipe for taco seasoning, I can get you one, the one that I use. But we're just going to put, And this is optional. You do not have to add the taco seasoning in here. I really liked the taco flavored tortillas on top of, putting tacos on them. So I really liked adding this. The other thing I'm going to add, which is optional for flavor, is some of my favorite seasoning, which is Redmond's Real Salt. Let me see. I don't know if you can, hold on, let me put this in here. 1 teaspoon of this. I want to post Evelyn's comment here real quick. She says, I haven't been able to find a clean cottage cheese near me, so I've swapped it out for ricotta cheese. I've done the bread with the Indian spices. Ooh, it tastes like Aunt Nan, so good. Let me get my cottage cheese out and see what's in here. I didn't even look. I don't eat it very often. There's probably, oh, look, good call. There is, the cottage cheese that I got does have cornstarch in it. Modified cornstarch, isn't that nice? Way to go, Evelyn. Hey, Kevin at Tuber Chat is here. Great idea with the Parmesan cheese. I'll have to try that. Haven't made these in quite a while. Yeah, good call, Evelyn. There is, I don't know if you can read these ingredients, but there's cornstarch in here. So I'm going to have to try to look for some cleaner cottage cheese. Way to go, Evelyn. You're a rock star. Okay. Kevin from Tuber Chat, Connect and Grow is here. And he shared this on Reddit. Thank you so much, Kevin. We appreciate you. Lynn tells him hi. He's telling everybody hi. More highs. Okay. So those are basically the ingredients that I have added to this. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use one of my favorite Amazon Prime Day deals, which is my stick blender. Now this might get a little loud. I apologize. If you need to turn your volume down, now would be a good time to do that because this does get a little loud. So I'm going to pour it over here. All right, so we're going to blend this all together. Okay, so we're just blending this up with the stick blender till it's really combined. Okay, that looks pretty good. Sorry about the loud noise. Okay, so we're just gonna put this aside over here, trying not to make a mess. All right, let's read a few more comments. Lynn says, I've never found a clean cottage cheese in my area either. And my dad's in the house. He says, I'm lurking. And then Evelyn's telling my dad hi. Oh, my new Stream Elements automatic chat is working too. Oh, so if you have a channel and you would like to post your channel in the comments of my live stream, go ahead and type !love bacon, and it will automatically share your channel in this live stream. Dustin at Keto Simple is here. Welcome, Dustin. Glad you can make it. Lynn says, nothing on this earth is as loud as my Ninja Creamy. Oh, you got that right. I've actually had to take mine outside into our 4-season room when my husband's sleeping if I got an ice cream attack. Because I didn't want to wake him up. He would be like, what's going on? Amy's making ice cream again. Evelyn says, Good Culture is a clean product brand of cottage cheese, but I haven't been able to find it where I shop. I can do anything with ricotta cheese. I will have to try. I hope you don't mind if I try this recipe with ricotta cheese then, Evelyn. Daisy is the cleanest cottage cheese in most areas. I'll remember that. Thank you. And everybody telling Dustin hi. Okay, So let's go back to this camera. Now, I learned a lesson the hard way when I was practicing this week, that it's best, and don't mind my old plates. These were my mom and dad's wedding plates, I think. But it's best to get a plate and then stick some parchment paper over the top. And the reason why I say use a plate is because I was trying to carry this over to the oven and I dropped it and it's runny. So I dropped it on the floor. So if there's one idea I can give you is to use a plate. So then we're just going to put this on the parchment paper in a circular motion. Probably best if I set that down, hold this. And you're just going to make your tortilla. Again, if you don't like the Parmesan cheese taste, you can leave that out. I'm going to try the ricotta cheese idea, Evelyn. That is amazing. Now, I made mine a little thinner because I made 4 of them. And you may have to adjust your cooking time depending on how thick you make them. The other thing that I realized is, and you can make them, you know, as big or whatever size that you want. That's the beauty about this. It's do it yourself. If you want smaller tortillas, you can make smaller tortillas. Okay. That looks pretty good. Can everybody see that? I can't tilt it real well because it is runny. But that's kind of what I got here. Okay. So next, I'm going to take this over to the oven. Actually, let me make the other one first. I have 2. So we're going to make 2 of these at a time. I have 2 pizza stones. We're going to make the second one, and then we're going to put them in the oven. And then what you do, you bake them for about 20 to 25 minutes. You kind of got to watch these because if you overcook them, they will become crunchy, and then you can't really fold them. If you undercook them, they're still runny, and you'll have problems there too. So you kind of got to get the feel on how to do this. And the other thing I discovered is that the bottom tray cooks faster than the top tray. Okay, I'm going to put a little more in this. I got 4 out of these. I'm either going to have taco meat with eggs in it for breakfast. Tacos are good anytime. I'm known to eat chili for breakfast too. Okay, so we got both of them. So we're just going to take this to the oven. Now, I carry it on the plate. That's why I have the plate. Carrying this on the plate. I'm going to stick the plate on top of the oven. And I don't have a camera on the oven. I'm just going to tell you what I'm doing. But I need these hot pads that my girlfriend got me. They're like these gloves. These are amazing. Okay, so we're going to put the top one on first. And then you have to carefully just grab the edges. And this is where I dropped it, is when I was carrying it too far. Oh, and it just curled up. Okay, so you got to be careful because if you get a breeze, you're going to curl up your parchment paper. Okay, so I'm going to bring this out. Bring this plate over here. And then we'll grab the other one and stick that in. And again, be careful when you're transferring these because it is liquid. All right, so we're putting that in there. We're going to, I have Hank, Evelyn. Here's Hank. See him? Evelyn named my kitty a hot pad or kitchen towel. Okay, so I'm going to set a timer for 12 minutes. So Ziggy, set timer for 12 minutes. See if Ziggy listens. Ziggy, set timer for 12 minutes. Okay, Ziggy is ignoring me. Set timer for 12 minutes.
Second timer, 12 minutes.
Oh.
Starting now.
Okay, Ziggy's a little slow today. All right, so Dustin says our creamy isn't that loud. Yeah, Lynn, my creamy is a little bit more like your creamy, and it's right next to my coffee maker with Ziggy on top. Sounds like a jackhammer. Mine does too. Evelyn says, go for it. Anything I do, I'll share it. Perfect. Yeah. I will try it with um the ricotta cheese. I like ricotta cheese better anyway. Hey, just Jason Keto's in the house. Hey Jason, I saw you released a new video today on your what are those called? The little waffle makers. I forget the brand. I got the same one. I got the same one you did, but I only bought one, so I can't wait to try it out, but I got to watch a video first. And Evelyn said creamy for dinner. We had some last night. Everyone telling Jason hi. You got my emails? It's okay, I got it figured out. But I can't use, oh my gosh, this was traumatic though. I can't use the Ninja. I have to use Stream Elements. I could not get Ninja to work, and I had this terrible incident because when I set up my YouTube channel, I set my YouTube channel up as a second channel on my primary email address, which was, I believe, a mistake. And so I was trying to set up the Ninja, whatever that's called, I forget already, and the Ninja bot, and I moved my channel from one email to the other, which was traumatic because it appeared that I immediately lost access to it. So I thought my channel got deleted, when really I needed to clear my cache, log out, log back in with the email. I thought I lost every single video I've ever done. This was like 10 or 11 o'clock at night. So this week I had an issue, but I still wasn't able to get, there were two chat bots that I couldn't get to work, but finally Stream Elements started working, so I'm just going to go with that. But I appreciate you joining the live tonight. More hellos. Holly Stringer is here. Hey, Holly. She said, good evening. I'm catching up on 1.5 speed. I would hate to listen to myself in 1.5 speed. I probably sound ridiculous, but thank you for catching up. Everybody telling Holly hi. Hank. Got my kitty. Oh, over here. Everything's backwards. Right here, Hank. I love Hank. Yeah, here's my Stream Elements. Thank you for watching. Dash, thank you. The mini dashes. So Jason, go check out his channel. He released the mini dash. He released the mini dash video tonight with the ones with the interchangeable plates. And because I have to be careful when I watch Jason's live streams, because if he shows a cool tool, I'm going to want to buy it. Nightbot. Thank you. Nightbot. Yeah, I tried Nightbot. Stream Elements is the one that ended up working, and then there's a third one that I couldn't get to work. And Rick says, I have to take care of a few things. Good night, all. Good night, Rick. Thanks for popping in and saying hi. We always appreciate you. Everyone telling bye, Rick. Yeah, it was very stressful, Jason, which is the reason why to this date I haven't moved it. But I was having problems when I was being a guest on other people's channels. It wouldn't stream to my keto channel. It would stream to my personal channel. And I'm like, I just have to pull the trigger on this. And I just got started with downloading backups of all my videos, but I hadn't gotten all the way through, so I almost cried. Lynn, well, thank you, Lynn. Lynn says my channel is really coming along with all the kinds of improvements. Looking nice. Just wanted to tell you that. Thank you. Okay. So with that being said, well, thank you. We're going to go ahead and give Lynn a shout out with some falling bacon, because who doesn't love bacon? This is a keto channel. Thank you, Lynn. We appreciate the compliment. So yeah, I've been spending a lot of time trying to make enhancements. I don't have the best cameras or anything because, I can't spend $1,200 on a camera, but there's little things like falling bacon, dancing bacon, little things that you can throw in there, automatic chats. And I've learned a lot from Dustin. I don't know if he's still here. I don't know if Dustin's still here, but Dustin did all my logos. my intro music, my outro music, because I just didn't have time to work on that. So I appreciate it. So if you have a channel and you need anything done that you don't have the time to do, I probably could have done it. When I was first starting out, I didn't have the time. Reach out to Dustin at Keto Simple. He's really good at that stuff. Lintel and Rick, bye. Jason says my channel is set up under my main account too as a branded channel. I wish I hadn't done it that way, but not much. So that's what I did. You can add a managing email address to your branded channel. Then you have to wait 7 days. And then you can switch the manager, like the primary manager. You can switch the email addresses, but just know that when you remove the other email address, you're going to have to log into Google Chrome under that. You're going to have to log into YouTube under that. It's a big deal, but it works because I didn't lose my channel. It seemed like I didn't. I was chatting Dustin at the time, and I told him I'm going to throw up. Lynn says, bacon, I'll take it. Oh, Evelyn said we decided to have creamies for dinner. Yeah, it's Sunday. I'm fasting. I went out to breakfast this morning and I ordered breakfast, but I didn't eat it. It's in my fridge for tomorrow morning. Dustin says, I'm driving. Smash that like button. Thank you. Okay, Dustin, type exclamation point, love bacon. Exclamation point, love bacon. Looking for that comment here because I just put this in. So if you want to post your link to your channel in my live stream, it's exclamation point, love bacon. I'm trying to find the auto chat. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Exclamation point, love bacon. Okay. You did it wrong. Yes, you did, Dustin. It's okay. We forgive you. We love you anyway. And then he says, you all know me anyway. Okay. I'm going to peek over here. I'm going to come over here and just peek at them. Make sure we're on track. Okay. They are still baking. Holly says, Keto Simple, thanks for the inspiration this morning. Hearing you talk about pizza inspired me to make a new pizza bite recipe today. It was yummy. Thanks. Holly, do you have a channel? Are you going to share that recipe on your channel? If so, please do exclamation point love bacon so I don't know if I'm following you or not. I'm following so many people now, but I want to see that recipe if you're going to post it. Jason says it has some advantages being branded, but there are some features you don't get access to, like gifting 10 free. Oh, so my account is branded, so I won't. You can't do that when you're branded. That stinks. Can other people still, once you get there, can other people still gift memberships on your channel? Because maybe a workaround is if you have the other account, log in at that, and then you can gift memberships under your other account. You just have to log in while you're live streaming and stuff, probably. Dustin says, chili oven scrambled eggs rules. So I usually do the opposite. I usually do the chili, and then I do 2 over medium eggs. I put that on top of it with some sour cream and avocado or guacamole. For sure, Holly. I missed Dustin's live tonight. He had made an announcement that he wasn't going to be live for a week or 2. And so I didn't look for his live stream, and I get ready for church in the morning. So I feel bad, but it sounds amazing. I'll have to go back and watch a replay. You can't receive gifted memberships either. Oh no. I used to get gifted memberships, but it was a branded channel then too. It was just on one email address. Okay, good. Other users can still gift memberships. That's awesome. Okay, so actually, for example, if I logged in under my other email address, YouTube account, in the live stream, I could gift memberships to people on my channel then, because it's a separate account. It's not with that account anymore. Okay, so just to recap, there is no live next week because of Easter. I have to host a big family gathering, and I just can't do it all. So we will take a 1-week hiatus, hopefully be back the following Sunday. Dustin, are you still listening? When is the Keto Crusades going live? Post that in the comments. That should be coming up soon too for April, right? Keto Crusades. Probably not next Sunday because it's Easter, or are you guys going live on Sunday? All right, so how much time do we have left? Oh, we have a minute. We have a minute. As they say in hockey, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. I think that's when they get penalties, and they're announcing like when the penalty's over. At least that's how they do it for Notre Dame hockey. Jason, are you a hockey fan? Do you like hockey? Isn't hockey a big thing in Canada? Oh, I just moved my logo around. That was kind of cool. Don't do that. Does anybody here watch hockey? My team, you would think would be the Chicago Blackhawks, right? Because of where I live. But it's actually the Vegas Knights. And the reason is my sister and my nephew lived out there. My nephew was really close to the shooting that happened at the, oh, hold on, hold that thought. Okay, so we're going to bring the bottom one out first. And we're going to leave Ziggy, stop. We're going to leave this other one in here because the bottom one cooks faster. So I'm going to switch my cameras here. We're going to switch a camera. Ziggy, stop. Ziggy just isn't listening to me today. I don't like that. My husband must have spoke to him or something. Okay, so next what we're going to do, we're going to put a clean piece of parchment down, okay? A second piece of parchment. And we're going to take our tortilla, it's baking, and we're going to flip it over, okay? You can see how nice and brown it is on the side. All right, now very carefully, and I use a butter knife, you're going to start to peel away. This takes a little bit of effort and concentration. You're going to peel away this parchment paper. And if any pieces like get stuck to the parchment, just scrape it off and kind of smooth it back in. Oh man, this one is turning out even better than the ones from before. Okay. And then we're going to stick this back in the oven and do it with the other one. Check this out, guys. Can you see that? Delicioso. Okay, so I'm going to take this one back, stick it back in the oven, and we're going to grab the other one. All right, need my oven mitt. Oh, hold on. Switch this camera here. So we're just putting this one back. And actually, I may put this one on top and flip-flop them, so they get baked evenly. So we'll put this one on the bottom. Okay, we'll let that one cook a little bit while we are bringing this one over. Okay, so same thing. We have this. We have this. I'm going to put another piece of parchment down. And then we're just going to flip this over. Okay, so this one's not as brown on the bottom, you can see, which is why I'm flip-flopping them in the oven. Okay, this one's kind of pulling away a little bit, but never fear, just take your time. And if any spots kind of break away, just kind of smooth them out. The middle seems to be where it really pulls away from the parchment. It's still a little soft. but it'll be okay. And again, I wouldn't do this like a Band-Aid and just rip it off. The other thing I noticed, if you over bake them, and I'm going to try to come out with like a Dorito recipe, because you can see these edges are getting really crisp. The one that failed, I ate it like chips, and it turned out really good. All right. So here's what we got on this one. And we're going to take this over back to the oven. And we're going to stick this on the bottom, I think. No, top. This one goes on the top. Oh, so the other one. We want the other one on top. I'm going to swap these around because this one's cooked way more than the other one. So this one's going on top. And then this one that's less done is going on bottom. This is just the way this oven cooks. So you can play around with that. Okay. I got to post links to these UGG gloves. They're awesome. Okay. Ziggy, set timer for 12 minutes. Jason says, I like watching hockey. My team like to disappoint us every year, though. So
For how long?
12 minutes. They had the shooting in Vegas, and then their maiden year was that following whenever hockey is. And I went out to see my sister in Vegas, and they made it to the Stanley Cup. And we were just watching. They were there, and then a couple days later, they weren't there. And they had decorated all of the hotels in Vegas with Vegas night stuff. And they had just had the shooting, and everybody was there. It didn't matter if they were a fan of them or not. I get goosebumps just thinking about this. Man, it was amazing. So the whole area just pulled together to root for them. So it was really cool. Karen at Low Carb Spin is here. Hey, Amy and all in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Everyone telling hi. Good idea. Evelyn, I need to hire you as my assistant because every week you teach me something new. And I probably knew you should spray the parchment paper first, but I didn't. Next time, spray the parchment paper before you put the liquid on. It will come off easier. Great idea. Of course, every week. I swear she gives me great tips every week. Thank you, Karen. Looks good, Amy. Everyone telling Karen hi at Low Carb Spin. Dustin says, thank you. I'm still here. Thank you for the shout out. You're too sweet. You're too awesome. You'll help people. And you're just wonderful. Holly says, I don't have a channel, but I can email you the recipe. My email is in not the description, but the description on my page. So if you go there, it's ketorockstars21@gmail.com. Karen telling everybody hi. Again, if you would like to share your channel in the chat, don't do as Dustin did. Do as what this says. It is ! Love bacon. We are all family and we all support each other. And I got to thank Jason for this because he gave me this idea and I just love it. And, we shouldn't be stealing other people's thunder. We should be promoting our friends and promoting this space because the more of us that are out there, they're not in here tonight, but about a month and a half ago, my choir friend, who's sometimes in these live streams, came to me and said she's going carnivore. I'm not even carnivore, I'm ketovore. And then her husband, who was 8 years vegan, saw the successes she was having. And one night out at dinner, we have this restaurant that they put, it's called the Sword of John Adams. It's a local restaurant, it's not a chain. And they put like 3 or 4 different meats on it. And it's their special, but it's a literal sword, and then they skewer the meat on it. And they were out for her birthday dinner at this restaurant, and that he ordered the skewer of meat, and he hadn't eaten meat in 8 years. So, Dustin brings up a good point. Thank you, Dustin. You inspired me today. Dustin says, I need to figure out how to sell action figures of me. Dustin, you need to message me your action figure picture. But since he brought this up, I action figured myself. So what do you think? Keto Rockin Amy. I got bacon, egg, steak, a microphone, and a bacon microphone. And on this side, I have me, bacon, egg, a keytar, and a microphone. So what do y'all think? Dustin, send me yours. I'll show yours. A little nuts, huh? This is the new Chat GPT sensation that's going around. You can make an action figure of yourself. Little funny, huh? Come back here. Okay, so without having to have them made. I don't know how you would do that. Okay, he says, I'm not sure when the next Keto Crusades is. Chris has been out of town so far. Victor and we've been absent. Okay, so Evelyn, your hair is not big enough. It's getting better. So I went through this period where I was losing my hair because of a medication I was on. And it used to be really big. If you see any of the pictures of me like younger, I had huge hair. It's still pretty thick. So I'm very fortunate. I have a lot of it and it is growing back. Okay, Dustin says probably the 27th, but I need to reach out to the guys. Yeah, Lynn, I just had to do it. But I haven't posted this online yet. You guys are the first to see my action figure. I wish I could pick the clothes and wear some jeans, but it didn't give me jeans. Evelyn says, I say that with love. I adore your hair. Thank you. I love your hair too, Evelyn. And you know what I love about us? We both like the bright red lipstick. I notice that every time I see you a bright red lipstick on, and I'm a bright red lipstick girl, so we can have like the bright red or pink lipstick club. Yeah, so much fun, you guys. I haven't really used Chat GPT, but now that I have it, I think I may start using it to help me with some recipes. Yeah, the action figures here. Okay, let's go back to this. Okay, I'm going to have to try it again tomorrow and request big hair. Of course, that is my hair from the picture that I used. That's what it looked like. It wasn't very big. But thank you. You are awesome, Evelyn. I do like my big hair. That will never change. I call it my 80s hair. All right, I'm going to peek on these real quick. Like I said, you really want to watch these so they don't burn. They might be getting done. How many minutes do we have left? And it all depends on Ziggy, how much time left on timer? Ziggy's not responding very fast today. Ziggy, how much time?
5 minutes and 10 seconds left on your 12-minute time.
All right, we may not let it go 5 minutes. Set timer for 3 minutes. We're going to do another one. So has anybody, I know Dustin did one. Anyone else done their action figure? Anyone? If you send it to me, I'll show it on screen. Dustin's was awesome. He was like very muscular. Let me see. Dustin, do I have your permission to show your... Let me see if I can find that. Dr. Barry's was cool too. I saw it, but I don't know. Yeah, Evelyn. You tell him. Ziggy's being difficult tonight. Is he a teenager? Maybe. He's like delayed. And so I really like using Ziggy as opposed to my Apple Watch because I'll set a timer on my Apple Watch for like 15 minutes and it will set like an 8-hour timer. I'm like, 15 minutes sounds nothing like 8 hours. Why is it not listening to me? So see if I can find Dustin's. I can't remember where he posted it though. Probably on his Facebook page. I'm not very good at looking things up while I'm live streaming. Let me see. I mean, he shared it, so he just popped up in chat. Oh, here we go. Okay. Let me move this over here. I'm going to show it, Dustin. I hope you're okay with that. Let me come back over here. His is awesome. Okay, so we're going to go to desktop 2. Oh, not yet. Let me go to properties here. We'll look at mine for a second. Window capture. Properties. Here we go. Okay. So here's Dustin's. Let me see if I can scroll that up a little bit. Dustin, you've got muscles. Although the face isn't quite right. I don't know about that. The face isn't quite right. But yeah, I love the shirt too, Keto Simple. They put your name on a shirt. Fuel the fight. Fuel the fight. It says, meet the Keto Simple action figure, fully equipped with the essentials. Coffee. I didn't put coffee in mine, but I had to have the keytar and the microphone. So that's Dustin's. All right, let's go back here. I wonder, let me peek again. I'm nervous. I don't want to overdo these. Okay, this one's bubbling up a little bit, so we're going to take it out. Let's see how this is. I think this is perfect. We'll give that one another minute or so. Okay. So let's check this out with our camera. Now they say let them cool completely before you use them. So it's pliable. See that? Pliable. And like I said, the Parmesan cheese really helps. This side's not as brown, but that's okay. And you can cook them a little less if you want to roll it up. This is more like a taco with a crisp side. But yeah, so good. Like I said, I think you can make these into chips. So there's that one. I'm going to pull the other one out anyway because this one got a little bit crisper. But yeah, this one actually is starting to get brown. So here's the other one. Put this one on top. This one has more crispy edges, if you can see that. So I'm going to turn this oven off. I'm not going to make the rest of these right now. I can do that later or tomorrow. We can talk for now. So what do you think? Would you make these? I'm going to try to make like a nacho recipe out of it. I made the taco pie. So I'm going to work on editing the taco pizza. So I'm going to work on editing that video. Wow, we've been on for an hour. Everyone says, what? No coffee? I know. I mean, I literally probably had 2, maybe even 2.5 pots of coffee today. Ziggy, stop. So Ziggy is working tonight. I had to name all of my, Amazon devices different names because we have so many of them and our rooms are close proximity to each other. So the one in the kitchen is Ziggy. The one in the living room is Echo. The one downstairs is Amazon. I'm going to move this ticker back down. I don't know what happened with that. Why is everything on my live stream tonight moving? Ticker. There we go. That should be there. Oh, yes. Cindy's here. Hey, Cindy. All right, Cindy, do me a favor since you have a channel. I need you to type exclamation love bacon. Exclamation love bacon. All one word for me. If you do that, it will post your channel. Okay. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Cindy. Everyone telling Cindy hi. Okay, Carrie. Everyone wish Carrie a happy birthday. It's his birthday today. So I'm going to sing for him. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hold on. We got to have some confetti for this. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carrie. Happy birthday to you. I hope you have an awesome birthday, Carrie. Hopefully you're doing something fun. Cindy telling everybody hi. Hello, Carrie. My dad waving. Cindy telling Karen hi. I'm late. The birthday boy is here. Turned 53. Congratulations. I'm right behind you. Everyone wishing Carrie a happy birthday. Okay. It's okay, Cindy. It's love bacon, no S. But you just helped me because I'm going to put loves bacon in there as a secondary word. So do it for me again. Exclamation point, the word love, bacon. One word. But I'm going to add this in here as a kind of an alias word. Lynn telling Carrie happy birthday. Everybody's saying happy birthday. Oh, I got something for you. So here's Carrie's joke of the day. Did you hear the chef got arrested? He was beating some eggs. Okay, so I was testing my chat. It's not going to let me scroll back up there. That's too bad. There was a joke. Okay, it worked. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. Carrie says, I watched some old movies. Watched the first movie, Iron Eagle, some memories. I love old movies, but when I talk about old movies, I mean like Cary Grant, Audrey Hepburn. If anybody, you know, we just got a cat named her Audrey Hepburn. Carrie's telling people hi. Yep, this is it, Cindy. If anybody wants their channel dropped. Okay, so, oh no, it didn't work. It dropped my channel. I got to fix that. It dropped my channel and not Cindy's channel. Great. Well, we know that's not working, but I will work on that some more. Why would it drop my channel? Anyway, I will figure that out. Carrie says, hello, Cindy, thank you. Paul is in the house. Hey, Paul. Geez, who knew when I clicked on YouTube, I bounced into a live. Happy Sunday, everyone. Okay, Paul, let me show you what we made. And Cindy, we made tonight, we made keto tortillas. This one actually looks better, so I'm going to show you this one. Keto tortillas out of 2 to 3 ingredients. So I made 2 of them. Jason, if you're in the house, man, my I keep moving stuff around. I got to stop using my mouse. Thank you, 22Q Cat. It put your channel on. Yeah, Cindy, I got to fix that. Sorry, I'm still learning, guys. Thanks for your patience. Keto Carl Dog is in the house. Welcome, Carl. Hopefully you were watching the whole time with Evelyn. Everyone tell him Paul hi. And Carrie's thanking some more people for the birthday wishes. If you're just joining now, you missed me singing. I'm not going to do it again. Everybody saying hi to Carl. Hi to Paul. Defense Wiz. And thank you, Evelyn. Hit that like button. I haven't watched Cary Grant movies. I will. I like the old movies, Amy. Yeah, Audrey Hepburn ones are my favorite, which is why I just named my cat, my new kitty, Audrey Hepburn. But I like, oh, Gone with the Wind. I love Gone with the Wind. I'm talking like old movies. And it's so funny when you go back and watch old movies because they'll have references in them that like we wouldn't say today. So it makes them interesting, like trying to figure out Justice and Keto tells Carrie hi and Cindy hi. Everyone's saying hi. Okay, so thank you for remedying that, Evelyn. I will get my bot fixed. I have to do a little research. I don't know why I dropped my own channel in instead of Cindy. So I'll have to work on that. Main ingredients: 1 cup of cottage cheese, 2 eggs, and you could stop there. I added 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Now, if you don't like a Parmesan cheese flavor because it is an aged cheese, You can leave that out, but I will say they hold together better with a little bit of the Parmesan cheese. It melts in there and holds it better. And then now I also added my homemade taco seasoning. Be careful, do not buy the taco seasoning at the store. It's got gluten in it, although the cottage cheese had corn starch in it. So, I mean, there you go. And then I also added a teaspoon of my favorite Redmond's organic seasoned salt, which is my favorite. 1 teaspoon of that. And then I used my stick blender to blend it all together. What? Paul's, okay, so those are the ingredients. Paul's saying hi to everybody. Carrie says, I had some keto chow and the big bag was chocolate toffee and I mixed that the other day with pistachio. The pistachio is amazingly good, but I haven't thought about mixing them. Keto, simple. Dustin, you are always at the store. I tell you, every time someone's having a live stream, you are at the store. Exclamation point, love bacon. Okay. This is not working right now, so we will fix that. So Evelyn is being my moderator and posting everybody's channel because it keeps posting my channel. Carrie says, I just mixed the chocolate toffee with snickerdoodle. I have not actually mixed any flavors yet. Yeah, Carrie says, I have to watch Gone with the Wind. Being a computer guy, I can watch them for free. Oh, I have a feeling I know how you're watching them for free, but that's okay. We won't tell. Holly Springer. While working as an LPN, I took care of a lady that was the personal assistant of the author of Gone with the Wind. She told stories of when the movie was being made. So my favorite line, did I miss a comment from Paul? Paul posted something that was interesting to me. Oh, there it is. I haven't gotten to it yet. Okay, because I'm going to laugh. So when I first watched Gone with the Wind, there's a line in that movie where Scarlett O'Hara has been starving. And this line has stuck with me. Of course, I am a recovering food addict, but it's like, I'll never go hungry again. I'll never go hungry again. And that's how I feel. And like, even being a recovering food addict, I always say to myself, I'll never go hungry again. So it just kind of makes me chuckle now. Although it says, wow, Carrie, you're a mixologist. Yeah, I got to try that. Okay, so here's Paul's comment. Amy, I was going through your older videos, so I see the one you saying, I'm not buying a creamy. Next video. So this is how you, okay. Full disclosure, Paul, I was not going to buy a creamy because they're very expensive. And my husband got me one for Christmas. But they have a store through his work and they accumulate points. So he got it for me through his work without me knowing about it. And yes, so I got to go back and see which video I said I'm not getting a creamy. And then that's funny. Okay, so good for Paul. He called me out on that. But yeah, I did end up with a creamy. It's back here. And I do make keto chow ice cream in it, which I absolutely love. I did have a regular ice cream maker, but I gave that to my son who just recently got divorced. So he now has an ice cream maker. Thanks, Evelyn. Yeah. It's okay, Paul. Yeah, thanks for giving me a chance to explain myself, redeem myself. That's so cool, Holly Springer. Yes, it is. Sean Bradley's in the house. What's up, Sean? Okay, Sean, let me show you what we made tonight. Go back here. This one looks better, so I need to put it on top. But we made easy 2 to 3 ingredient tortillas. And they're pliable. Well, this one, it was pliable. They're cooling off now. So you could probably heat them up for 20 to 30 seconds too. And they'll become a little bit more pliable. But yes, they're very good. Oh, this is what I mean about the crispy parts. So I want to make a chip recipe, like a tortilla chip recipe, because they get crispy on the edges. And I was like snacking on them the other day. And they do freeze too. So you have to play with you have to get the timing right. I may have cooked these a little too long, but I would heat them up for like 10 seconds to kind of warm them back up so they're pliable again. Pistachio is my favorite. Hello, Holly Springer. Hi, Sean. Hello, Sean. Everybody saying hi. Dustin says we pay for a certain number of streaming services. We get some free from our cell provider, and we have access to Friends Plex account. I've been running Plex for about 10 years, and I am a lifetime member of Plex. If your friend is not a lifetime member for Plex, they're shutting off, like, what do you call it, external streaming. So they have to purchase the lifetime streaming membership. I just saw a YouTube about this month. Actually, my dad's still in here. He's the one that sent it to me. But I've been a lifetime membership. I think I bought mine for $60, like probably 8 years ago or so. Carl and I will be having peanut butter banana, and I'm having black licorice. Okay, so the black licorice flavor was a real flavor, because I have not heard of that. Okay, Jason's telling Sean hi. They're saying hi back and forth. Okay, so Carrie says, Amy, I know how that is since I am recovering from not having food in the fridge, being so broke. I am so sorry about that. I'm waiting on God for the breakthrough. Well, I'm praying for you, Carrie. I know things are going to look up. I just know they will. Just hang in there. Oh, I keep moving this around. It's like it keeps grabbing it. Okay. Amy, is that your coffee setup back here? Yes, right back here. I have a setup I've done to pour over the coffee for a large cup. Yes, so we have bought probably 4 or 5 of these. They last about 2 or 3 years. And one side is a regular pot, and then the other side is like a K-cup. And I use both sides, and it even comes with a little filter thing for the K-cup side if you just want to put regular coffee grounds in it, and you can. And it is a Hamilton Beach. Let me see what the name is on it. I can't move my camera because it's stationary. It's a Hamilton Beach Flex Brew. And they sell them at Sam's Club. As a matter of fact, one of them just died, and we had the second one stored away that was used. And so we brought this out, and then we bought another one that's still in the box. So when this one dies, we have another one. I love this coffee pot so much. I know it's not fancy like Dustin's coffee machines, but Sean says that looks amazing. Yeah, the crispy edges look good. I'm really going to do a recipe with, like, I can't think of what his name is, Cooking with Dave. And this is the recipe I use is way different than his. But he puts seasonings on them, like cheddar and Cool Ranch. He made a Cool Ranch Dorito recipe. And I think you could cut these into, like, chip sizes, and then bake them even further to make them crispier, and then season them in whatever seasoning. So I'm probably going to work on that. Dustin says, I'll ask him about it. I'll find something else if he loses access. Yeah, I mean, chances are, if he's had it for a while, he's a lifetime member. I make black licorice from vanilla. How do you make licorice out of vanilla, Evelyn? Or do you mix them together? Is that what you're saying? Black licorice was okay, but red licorice was so freaking good. The closest to cherry they'll ever get. Where are these flavors now? Yeah, I know. I used to do the what is it? I forget what. I can't use my big words tonight. Where you, like, a bit like a torrent. I used to use a torrent, but I quit just because of my job and other things. I work in the IT field, and I've had to have, like, security clearances for places that I've worked at and stuff, and that's all I need is, like, someone coming after me for, that kind of stuff. So I don't do that anymore. I just pay for streaming services, but I totally get if that's, what people are doing. Lynn says, I have a few packs left, each of the black and red licorice keto chow, saving them forever, I guess. Well, I guess I can't miss something I never had since I got on the keto chow train so late. However, if I ever go, I heard that Cindy and Andy have these, like, massive stashes of keto chow. So maybe I'll have to go visit them and raid their pantry. I will have to look for that coffee machine when I can. I am in, okay, so it's about $80. But the way that I look at it is like the basic coffee makers are $20 to $30. There's some that go all the way up to like $1,000. So for me, $80 is, and they don't last forever, but I can spend $80 on my favorite coffee machine every 2 to 3 years. It's coffee machine. Now it's a kettle and instant. Oh, so you're using a kettle. Your coffee machine broke and it was an expensive one. So I remember you talking about that on one of your live streams. Paul says, I held my last red licorice as long as I could and finally gave in before I moved to my new place last year. Okay, so Cindy just did the exclamation love bacon. It's gonna post my channel. It keeps, yeah, it's posting my channel. I will work on that. The next thing I'm also going to do is I'm going to be testing how to bring guests on. So I think Sean, my friend Sean and Sabrina both, Cindy, thank you. Okay, you guys can't see this, but Cindy just sent me a $10. I don't know how she sent it to me, but it came up in my on my iPhone. Thank you, Cindy. Much love to you. Yeah, I gotta fix to be able to post your link in my chat, and I'm gonna work on being able to bring guests, and I'm not gonna. That's not gonna be my thing. Like Cindy's, is she brings guests on all the time, but there are some people I want to interview. There is a local health food store, a couple of ladies that I want to interview, and my friend and her husband who he converted from veganism. I mean, and she went straight to carnivore. So I'd like to interview them. So I'd like to have the ability to bring people on. Yeah, it didn't work, Cindy. Sorry. I will fix it, but I can't do it at this moment. So we'll fix it soon. You're laughing at me. It's okay. I deserve it. Okay. Paul says discontinue. Hopefully they have some moment in time when they unretire a few oldies for us to stock up on and retire them again. Is birthday cake gone? Because Cindy just sent me some birthday cake when I had I won whatever her contest was, I think for becoming monetized. And we just ate that last night, Cindy. It was so good. I'm like, this birthday cake's pretty good. I need to order some of that. Yeah, Jason, I know. I was trying to work on 3 different bot services, and then Stream Elements work, but the command I'm using isn't correct. So I got to go back and fix that. So I will fix that. Okay, Evelyn says anise. Yes, anise is a vegetable, and I know this because I worked at the grocery store as a cashier during college, and we had to go through we had to eat every vegetable in the produce when we were being changed. And I remember anise tasted just like licorice, black licorice. Lauran oils added. Okay, anise lauran oil. So it's probably like an edible essential oil added to vanilla keto chow core. Here you go, Paul. If you like the black licorice, I know you said you really like the red licorice, but anise tastes like black licorice. Added the vanilla keto chow core. Also mix in a half cup, I want to say half a cup, right, Evelyn, of fat butter, half cream cheese, and a few splashes of Lauran oils cheesecake. They have a cheesecake flavor too. Okay, I'm gonna have to go back and watch my own live stream to get all this information again so I can write it down. Oh, actually, I should just write it down now on this beautiful notepad that Evelyn made for me. And if you ever come to any of the meetups, Evelyn will make you gifts like this beautiful notebook. And then, she can't see them. She also makes everybody these awesome bracelets. They're so good. Never had keto chow. I can't miss it either. Well, I said I would never. Yeah, Paul's probably going to call me out on this too. If he goes back and watches the really old live streams from Facebook, I would always talk about how I don't promote any pills, potion shakes, And the reason is before I went keto, I was doing like, I forget what protein brand, but they sell it at like Sam's Club. And I would drink protein shakes in the morning and at lunch. So I was doing like a slim fast thing. Drink these protein shakes. And then by nighttime, I was so starved that I would gorge in food and not healthy food. And I ended up gaining weight on protein shakes. So when I first started my Facebook group in 2021, and people would ask me protein shakes, I would always say, I feel like you should eat your food, okay? You should eat solid food whenever possible. However, with that being said, I also really love ice cream. So we were going to the store and spending all this money on the Rebel ice cream, the Halo, which it really isn't good for you. And there's so many carbs in them. And then the sugars that they use gives you bathroom problems. So I could never eat a whole one. It was probably a good thing I couldn't eat a whole one. Otherwise, I'd be in the bathroom all the next day. And then, so I started making my own ice cream. And, I would make primarily chocolate and then either strawberry or mixed berries with frozen berries. And that was good. But I really like the keto chow for ice cream because, and I don't eat a whole one. I only eat like a quarter to a half of one at one time. It's just a dessert for me. It's not a meal replacement. It's just to supplement my ice cream addiction so that I don't go out and eat bad ice cream. Carrie says, Amy, I'm a wannabe IT tech and I'm running Linux on my very old computer. I know how to work and fix computers, just don't have the experience they want. Well, you just have to find the right company. The company I work for, I have several IT degrees, but the company that I work for, our IT manager does not have a degree in IT. He's just very smart with computers. He was a meat manager at Meyer Supermarkets before he became our IT manager. So sometimes, if you can prove your skills, and here's the other thing, Carrie, and you need to look into this in your area. My first degree was from Notre Dame. That costs a lot of money. But 3 years ago, I went back to school at the local Ivy Tech from a grant from the state of Indiana. So I didn't have to pay a dime for it. It was through my work. But sometimes if there are you can look for grant programs. Now, that wasn't it was like a 4-year degree, but it was like an IT certification, and I got A+ certified out of that. I tried to pass the Amazon certification, but there's a long story about that. I ended up failing that test. The class did not prepare me for that. I would have done better studying on my own. So I did not get that certification out of it, but I got the A+ certification. So check. Are you in Florida, Carrie? Check in your state to see if there's any grants for technical colleges there. And then you can if you just need a piece of paper to get a job, that's what I would do. And Carrie says, I know about those expensive coffee machines. Yeah, my niece got married last year. No, it was my nephew. And they had like a $600 coffee machine on their registry. Lynn, everyone needs keto chow, Jason. So yeah, my mind about the shakes has been changed a little bit. I really love the keto chow. I don't drink it or eat it every day. It's just a treat for me. But I will be going to Florida in a month. And I'm staying with friends. And I may have a separate live stream about this, but I've been stressing because you can't go into another woman's kitchen and just take over and start cooking. So I'm like, we're going to have to eat every meal out. I can't expect my friends to cook keto for me. And so what can we do? So I thought, just for this situation, we can take keto chow shakes in our suitcase and buy some butter or heavy whipping cream while we're there. And we can have a shake a day, and then just have one meal a day. So, we could have that for breakfast and then have an early or late dinner. So I have thought, and actually 2 Crazy Ketos gave me that idea. So I'm going to pack that in my suitcase. And yeah, and I got that idea. I'm like, this is how we can, not go out to eat every meal, not impose on my friends that I'm staying with, and then still have a way to make something easy in the morning. Oh, Dustin said, yeah, our coffee machine broke. We went through like 4 or 5 of them. Jason says, I'd rather have cheeseburgers. Me too. I'd rather have meat, eggs, bacon, which is what I normally eat. But we are using the keto chow for ice cream because I do like that. Cindy she Venmo me $10. Thank you, Cindy. I love you so much. You're the best. And Liz says, LOL, Jason. And Karen says, sounds great, Evelyn. I like the Loran products too. I hope I'm saying that okay. And some hearts from Dustin. Thank you, Dustin. Carrie says, I have a French press and I have a big glass bowl and a strainer, and I put the coffee grounds in the filter and strainer and pour the hot water from the kettle. That actually sounds really amazing, Carrie. And I bet you that coffee's better than anything I'm making in this machine back here. Dustin says, I have a French press too, but I've never used it. And then Cindy says, yeah, birthday cake is discontinued, sadly. Thank you for getting me addicted, Cindy. I appreciate that. Just kidding. Karen, a half a dram of anise is enough for a shake or creamy 1 serving. I'll have to try that. Yeah, birthday cake has been discontinued, and Dustin is crying. I'm sorry. Evelyn says half of your fat should be butter, half of your fat should be cream cheese. Evelyn is the expert. So I would do whatever she says because every week on the live stream, she gives me new tips. Thanks, Evelyn. Birthday cake is gone. Sad face, sad face, sad face. Jason says nothing against them, of course. I've never been in, me neither. I've never been into, now, the electrolytes, I knew, and I do a lot of fasting. So I do a lot of unflavored electrolytes. Now I'm saving the unflavored electrolytes for when I go on my trip, if I need to bring any unflavored with me. But I don't think I'm going to fast while I'm on vacation. I made my own electrolyte mix, and there is a previous live stream on that. So feel free to go back and check that. And I knew the day that I started with flavored electrolytes, I was going to get addicted. And that's exactly what's happened. So I rue the day that I ever started flavored electrolytes. Because I like the Coco Loco from Salty. I like that in my coffee every morning. It tastes like hot cocoa. But what can I say? So I always traditionally did unflavored electrolytes, and then I like having some hot green tea with the fruity flavors in it. But I never do it on days that I'm fasting, just because it's like sugar. Lynn says, I agree with you on that, Jason. I will never drink the shakes. I always make the ice cream. Yum, and it's so filling. Yes. So, Jason, you're keto, not carnivore, right? So do you do keto sweets from time to time? Paul's the same, Jason. I've never had keto chow as a shake, only as ice cream. I have tried it as a shake 2 times. We made eggnog, the eggnog flavor during Christmas season, because we love eggnog and we really haven't had it in like 7 years. And then when I found out that keto chow had an eggnog flavor, we mixed it up and we drank it like on Christmas Eve. So one time I had a shake, and then the other day when Miriam from Keto Chow reached out to me and asked if I could post the shake that we got from the meetup on my social media. I didn't have time to make it as ice cream because she posted it the night before and it was late and I had to hurry up and film a video. So there's 2 times I've actually drank it as a shake because I'm really not into drinking my meals. Carrie says, I've had several people gift me the box of Keto Chow. Keto Chow has helped me get by food-wise. Yes, I make it and then freeze it and then it's frozen, and they have been wonderful. Now for that situation, yes, because You need to get your nutrition wherever you can, Carrie. And the fact that you're trying to maintain this lifestyle, in the situation that you're in, that is great that people have been gifting you keto chow to get by. You're not a huge fan of ice cream either, but I know making ice cream from it is probably one of the more common uses. Honestly, I like it because there are recipes out there that are very complicated. And those recipes are good. Like, like they taste very good, but there's several steps. But if you're like me, you work a full-time job. You're in 2 choirs. You have rehearsals during the week. You take care of a 93-year-old with dementia. You have to cook all of your own food. There's been times I've been up to 1 in the morning after I get home from a rehearsal or something, meal prepping. I don't necessarily want to be making a 20 ingredient recipe. I want a 3 ingredient recipe like these tortillas. I want to, mix up some hamburger, put some taco stuff in there, make tortillas real quick, and put something in the crock pot, or Instant Pot or the grill, and that's about it. So I try to focus on busy person recipes, and a wide variety of it. Um, so, nothing against the fancy recipes. I make those sometimes too when I have more time, like when I'm on vacation preparing for a holiday. But most of the time, it's the simple recipes. And the ice cream was simple that I was making. But honestly, the keto chow, they offer more flavors than what I was able to make myself. The flavors are already there. And then you just add your fat, heavy whipping cream or butter, and then you freeze it, and then it goes in the creamy. So really, I mean, I was kind of sold when I tried it for the first time, and it took about 4 or 5 steps away from having to make the ice cream. Carrie says, I am an A+ and Security Plus and still can't get any jobs. Keep plugging away on it, Carrie. Something will come up. And Paul says, LOL, Jinx Lynn. Oh, you're in Texas and going through Coursera. I found a way, since I'm a Navy vet, I can take classes through Coursera for free. That's awesome. I think at one of my jobs, I think my last job, I had access to Coursera. Your head of IT was a meat manager at Montmire. Okay. Yes. I probably knew him from when I worked for Meyer, Small World. Now, yeah. So he was here at the Meyer in Mishawaka. So if you knew anybody from the Meyers in Mishawaka now, I will say, and this has no bearing on him getting this job. He is the owner's nephew, the owner of my company's nephew. But when the previous manager retired, everybody was like, Nick needs this job because he's so smart. It wasn't favoritism. He is just that smart. And honestly, I have all these degrees and he's like way smarter than me. He doesn't need a degree. Carrie, it's great product for those situations. Exactly. And like the situation I'm talking about next month, we're flying to Florida. We're staying with non-keto people. I'm not going to feel comfortable. I almost wanted to spend another $2,000 to get a VRBO just so I'd have a place to cook my own kitchen. But our friends insisted we stay with them. So we'll probably eat out once a day, unless, my friends grill or something like that. I don't know how they eat. So, but I'm going to throw a bunch of keto chow packets in my suitcase. And Lynn is saying, right, Paul? Paul says, dang, Amy, sounds like we are just going to miss each other in Florida. My first tournament is at the end of April. I'm not going till Memorial, like the 24th of May. So we will just miss each other. I'm flying into West Palm Beach. I have a concert I'm singing in on Sunday. And then our friends I'm flying my husband into Fort Myers. He's going to drive across the state, come get me, and then we're driving back across the state. I had to buy 2 one-way tickets. I had to coordinate all this. It about blew my mind. I've never bought one-way tickets before. Carrie says, thanks, Just Jason Keto. Holly says keto chow was a lifesaver when I had surgery earlier this year. They don't make enough dairy-free flavors for me to be on them on a regular basis. Yeah. So I feel like keto chow would have been a good option for me in 2019 when I had 2 left hip surgeries. And actually, this is a cool part of my story. The whole reason, well, there was a spider involved. I'm not going to go into that now, but Dustin has seen the video because I'm going to make a separate live stream or video just about the spider incident. But I had a labral tear in my left hip from a fall that I had. And I knew that I was going to have the first surgery. So I asked my surgeon to give me 6 months to try to lose some weight because at this point I was like 160 pounds at least. I wasn't weighing myself out, so I have no idea. And I said, give me 6 months, and I dropped, I want to say 60 pounds in 6 months. And then I saw the surgeon again. I said, okay, I'm ready. And because the type of surgeries that I had on my hip, you have to be on crutches from like 1 to 2 months. And I live in a tri-level with stairs. So it's very hard to get up and down the stairs when you weigh 160 pounds and your arms are weak and you're on crutches. So then 8 weeks post-surgery, I felt a pop in my hip and I almost fell to the floor and I was chopping a salad. It's not like I was trying to run a lap or anything. And I went back in and my surgeon was like, there's nothing more we can do for you. And it was worse than before. So they sent me to Chicago to Rush to Dr. No, who he teaches about hip surgeries. And I had another surgery I had to prepare for. So what I did was I cooked for 3 months worth of food. I made lasagnas, I made taco pie, I made everything that I liked eating that my husband wouldn't touch and put it in the deep freezer. Well, about 4 weeks post surgery, my husband was like, you're doing really well on this lifestyle. I think I want to start. And I was like, oh, no, you're not. I just squirreled away 3 months worth of food and you're not going to start digging into that. He saw what I was eating and he liked it. But my point of the story is, so I made him wait until I was at least off crutches and could start cooking again. My moral to the story is, I think keto chow would have been probably a good supplement. And plus, every time I go under anesthesia, I get weird aversions. I had a meat aversion, I believe, from the anesthesia of all of 2019 after my 2 surgeries. So I ate primarily eggs and bacon. And that's the year I lost the most weight just eating eggs and bacon. Carrie says, I did try heavy whipping cream. I like butter the best. I'm still trying to figure out what the cream did to get whipped. What the cream did to get whipped. That's awesome. Paul says, meanwhile, I have to get a new car this week. Now the insurance finally got me. Oh, that's right. You had an accident. How are you feeling, Paul? Rick left, but he also had a bad accident. Happy car hunting, Paul. I just got the one at the end of 2023. I'm so sorry. The total car only had 7,600 miles. Not the best way to spend a birthday, I know. Hopefully, you said it was from your blood glucose. Hopefully that hasn't happened and that's all under control now. Evelyn said, I just finished a fast today. Went to use my phone and it didn't recognize me. Same thing happened to me for this live stream. I was doing the face recognition and it didn't recognize me. And I don't understand. I look the same. Was my lipstick not red enough or something? I asked my hubby if my face changed that much and he said it had. Do you think that could be it, Evelyn? Because my facial recognition wasn't working either. Yeah, that stinks, Paul. So sorry. Carrie says, Amy, Victor from Southern Keto just made an eggnog drink that is keto. And I think Chris Cook in Nashville has one too. However, I'm not going to lie. The keto chow eggnog is like 2 ingredients and really easy to make. Jason says the other part is that keto chow isn't available in Canada. I remember Chris and Miriam talking about that. And I don't pay the shipping that they charge. It's insane. So I get I don't know, you probably can't get free shipping. I am on the cheapest way to get Keto Chow is to get on their subscription. And I'm not going to knock subscriptions. I'm on subscriptions for my hair color. I'm on subscriptions for my Chewy for my pets. And you get 10 to 20% off. So instead of being like $5 a shake, it ends up being like $3 a shake. And then if you get the big bags, it's even more economical. And then you get free shipping. Now, again, I'm in the continental United States. I don't know what's going on with Canada. I can't speak there. And then if you don't want to order anything, you just push your date out, which is what I do with Chewy and all my other subscriptions. I just know which subscriptions I have and I check them regularly. And I set my Keto Chow up for every 2 months, I think is the longest. And then I just push them out if I don't want anything. However, I'm so addicted to the salty electrolytes that I'm usually ordering those every couple months. Dustin says, I like them as hot shakes at night when I want something sweet and creamy and you don't have to prep it with boiling water. It's really fast. How do you make your hot shakes, Dustin? Give me a walkthrough. Yeah, I hope you find something nice too, Paul. Do you have like a brand of cars that you like or that you're looking for? I'm personally a Honda girl. I love my Hondas. I've had 2 Honda Accords now. My current one's sporty. My last one was sporty. I usually get all the options. Jason says, I thought Keto Chow got their partnership with Switchback up and going. Did I hear incorrectly? No, I think they said they can now ship to Canada, but I don't know if it's free or not. They may have way too expensive from Switch though. Yeah, exactly. I don't know if it's free shipping or not. Thanks, Evelyn. Me too. Deciding if I want to get another new one or go use this time. Guess we'll see what's on the lot when I get to the dealership. Let us know, Paul, how the prices of cars are going. My husband and I bought both of our cars, I want to say in 2020, right before the used car scene blew up. And then a year later, they turned around and offered me $8,000 more than what I paid for the car. And I'm like, no, because then I got to go out and buy something else. Gotcha, Jason. Didn't know the cost up there. Just looked at Switch. 3 servings of Keto Chow is $35 plus shipping. Ooh. If I was, yeah, I don't know that I'd be buying it either. Sorry. I love it and I love the ice cream, but oh my, yeah. Yeah, Lynn, I hope no one is actually paying that. I mean, they're $5 a piece. So it's twice as much. Plus, so if you bought 3 bags, it would be $5.50 a bag, I think is what the going rate for them. So maybe more like $20. And then plus the shipping. But if you buy a certain amount, you get free shipping. And then if you buy the big bags, it's more economical, which is what I started doing. Evelyn, when I was sick recently, I lived off Keto Chow. I had just barely enough energy to mix it up. So my dad is retired IT. He retired in what, 2008, 2009, Dad? I'm a Navy vet. Coursera, do you think 80 is too old? Dad, I don't think 80 is too old. Didn't Grandpa Young go back and learn Spanish in his 70s? If I remember the story correctly. And he was a vet too. Thank you for your service, Dad. I was just suggesting it for you, Amy. Yep. No, I like the eggnog when they had it. Yeah, and hopefully they come out with it every year. But I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy a big bag when they have that again. No, yeah. I thought about looking at Victor's recipe. I'm going to circle back and check that out. Thanks for reminding me. And then I want to look at, I already watched it once, but I forget what he did. Chris Cook and Nashville's video too. We love both of them. They have great videos. Jason said I couldn't even get it at a good price when I was an affiliate and had a discount. Oh, so you were an affiliate for them. Yeah. With the 10% discount using someone's link, each pack comes to $4.95. And then if you get the big bag, Cindy, I figured it out, or they said it in one of the live streams, it's even cheaper than that. It's under $4, I think, if you're buying the big bags. Regular pack is $5.50. Yep. At Switch, you only get free shipping. Oh my gosh, $149, and the 21 serving bag, you guessed it, is $149. That, no. I think the regular serving, the 21 serving bag, I think is $90 before discounts. So if you get discounts, it's like 70 some dollars for a 21 serving bag. If I remember correctly, because I pay attention to that stuff. Paul says the low glucose just hit really hard and fast. Didn't even get a low alert on my CGM because it was such a quick drop. I don't even remember the impact. I just remember coming to behind the airbag. Oh my gosh. So sorry, Paul. I'm glad you're okay and that you're doing okay. And just remember, I know this is hard to think this way, but it's just stuff. It's more important that you're okay and not her, and you'll get another car and it will all be worked out. Cindy says, just Jason Keto, it's almost the same here with Keto Chow. To get free shipping, you got to spend $100, and then 21 serving bag here is about $90. So what I do, Cindy, since I'm addicted to the electrolytes, I get a big bag and a bag of their electrolytes every time I order, and that usually keeps me there. But I don't order every month. I order when I need the electrolytes. And then I'm going to place an order here soon to get the stuff that I need for Florida. Lindsay, they used to have that Facebook group where people sold their unwanted keto chow flavors. I bought a bunch off there at super cheap prices. Pretty awesome. They don't have the group anymore though. What? Lynn, you need to start a new group. You can do this. And about $60 shipping to Canada, plus tax plus conversion. Wow. You just need to move. You just need to move. No, you don't need the keto chow. Honestly, I love keto chow and I love the ice cream, but if something happened and I couldn't get it, I would just go back to making ice cream the way that I used to make it. And my original video, I show you how to make the chocolate ice cream and the berry or strawberry flavored ice cream, and it's a few more steps, and you said you don't even like ice cream, so it's the same problem with Keto Brook. I used to order them shipped to Canada, but now it's double the prices with shipping. What is going on with shipping to Canada? Yeah, won't be moving to the US, sorry. Well, we would love to have you, Jason, if you ever change your mind, but I totally get it. I can live without the keto chow. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you're not going to pay like double the price for a product. Hey, Evelyn, are you still in here? Did you try your carnivore bar yet? So the reason why I asked, my sister Janine is not in here, but she is like an adventure seeker. We were just both interviewed on Cindy DeMancer's channel, but she's kind of quiet and didn't talk a lot. But she is getting ready to hike to the bottom of the Grand Canyon and back up. So she wanted to know, she's going to order some Keto Brick. I also told her maybe try the carnivore bars too, because she needs to pack her backpack. She's insane. I'm glad she's not here, but she needs to pack her backpack with fuel foods. It's hard to say, fuel foods. Say it really quick 3 times. You can't. For her excursion down the Grand Canyon. Now, my nephew, who is half her age, he hiked down the Grand Canyon and back up in one day, and they say do not do that. Sorry, I'm laughing at Paul. Paul said, okay, so the original ice cream video, did I know about creamies then? He says, this is the video, that was the video you said we are not getting a creamy. Okay, you have a great husband. I really do have a great husband. I'm very blessed. He takes very good care of me. He has taken care of me through all of my health issues. And he's a little bit older than me, and he's in better health than I've been in. But he takes care of me through all of my health issues. I started with brain surgery. I've had 3 left hip surgeries. I've had foot surgery. Is that it, Dad? Are you in here? Do you remember all the surgeries I've had? I'm tired of being operated on. Good news is, knock on wood, since doing this lifestyle, my joints feel great. I don't think I'm gonna need another operation. When you have Carrie, you're so funny. When you have keto bricks, then you can have lots of keto houses. Very true. Yes, at Defense Wish, she does. She does what? Hold on, what did he ask? Oh yeah, I do have a great husband. Yep, I do. I wish he would come to more meetups with me though. He's kind of shy and he's like, I don't know anybody. And I'm like, I didn't know anybody either until I met everybody. Um, just Jason Keto is the chaffle king. Jason, I have to make that pizza chaffle. Honest, well, you did a chaffle pop, but um, okay. I forget when she said she's going. I will ask her. Paul, you would love my sister Janine. She's a bad, you know what. I mean, I used to be really athletic and like amazing. I jumped out of airplane. Her and I hiked in Alaska together. But she ran the Chicago Marathon at my age. So I'm 49. I think she was a little older. She said she was 49, but she is still kicking it. She lives out west. She still hikes everywhere. Um, she still runs marathons. She's 6 years older than me. And you know me, I'm just trying to make it so that I don't have to have another hip surgery. But I think Dad, are you still in here? Do you remember when Janine said she's going to be doing, it's in Cindy's live. She mentioned in Cindy's live but honestly, I don't want to know. Because after my nephew told me how dangerous it is to hike to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, um, I don't know. I'm getting more terrified of being adventurous in my older age. I both said, yes, I finished it today. I really want to try the zesty garlic one. Carl really disliked it. It wasn't terrible, but I like keto brick better. I'll let her know because she was asking about that. Jason, keto brick house would be tasty. Evelyn says better than gingerbread house. I want to. Ooh, that would be fun for Christmas. Making a keto brick house, cut it into little bricks, and then put them together and chaffle on a stick. Yes, jalapeno on a stick. There was a comedian who used to say that, jalapeno on a stick. I know you probably made a jalapeno chaffle. I'll have to go back and find the, yeah, my dad's talking stuff. They better fix this tariff thing, yeah. Canada pricing needs to fix, yeah. Lady, I forgot about that. I had a ladies surgery. Thank you, Dad. My dad knows everything. He knows more about me than I can ever remember. In 2021, I had stuff removed out of my female region, if you know what I mean. So that was another surgery I had. That one was rough. I feel better now though. Yeah, jalapeno on a stick. I've seen him in Jeff Dunham, Cindy. I've seen him a couple of times. He's very funny. Jeff Dunham had the one on a stick. Made me laugh. Jalapeno on a stick. He always said that. Like, and there was the old guy, the grumpy guy. I forget what his name was. And then the purple Peanut. He did Peanut. Carl says, to be honest, the carnivore bar tasted a bit rancid. I'm guessing the fat. Oh, maybe it was bad. Yeah. So I make my own beef jerky. And I have to be careful. I have to cut the fat off and you have to eat it pretty quickly or freeze it, which honestly, I don't care about freezing it because then I can just take a couple pieces out at a time. But the cut of meat that I used was a little cheaper and it had a little more fat on it. And when you smoke jerky, I need to make a video about that. When you smoke jerky, if there's fat on it, that fat will go rancid. Like, even if you keep it in the fridge, anything longer than like a week or two with the fat on it is not good. Yes, Jason, Walter, and Peanut. Peanut was the purple Muppet thing. And then Walter was the old guy, and then there was jalapeno on a steak. I just like saying that. I need to not say that. Yes, Jeff Dunham is hilarious. Yep, I'm gonna have to go back and watch some of his videos. They're so good. Now I want to get a little jalapeno on a stick character. Let's see, what do I have? What do I have? I've already shown. Let's do this one again. I did this last week. We have dancing bacon for Jeff Dunham. I've dancing bacon. I've added some new features into my channel. Evelyn says I make the steakums and the meat thin crackers. So, ooh, steakums. So you dehydrate steakums. How clean are steakums, Evelyn? Do you get yours? I think you said you got yours from Aldi's, right? And there's like a cleaner version at Aldi's. Jeff has RV puppet. He has an RV puppet that drinks beer and is funny. I'm gonna have to look that up, Carrie. Evelyn says bacon. Yes, that is such a good idea. Okay, so I really need to get this bringing guests in up and running, because I know, Evelyn, you and Carl already told your story on Cindy's channel, but what I'd like to have you do is come into my channel and we could talk all of these brilliant. You could give me like your best ideas, like 10 or 20 of Evelyn's ideas, because every week I learn something new from you. That's so amazing. Like, how long have you been keto? How long have you been on this lifestyle, Evelyn? I've been on it for 7 years. So I started in October of 2018. It's a 2KK recipe. I'm going to have to look that up. Steakums are just 100% beef. They don't put any weird like gluten flavoring or sugar in it or anything. That's Bubba J. Carey. Is that the RV beer drinking guy? I gotta go out and look for that. My gosh. We used to have a little comedy club here called the Funny Bone, which I think is a common name for comedy clubs across the country. And Jeff Dunham came twice, and I saw him there twice, but they got rid of it. Evelyn says, I'm full of it. July will be 6 years. Okay, I felt like you have been keto for a long time. So we've been doing it about the same amount of time. But you just have so much, you have like all this useful knowledge. I learn stuff and then forget it, or I move on to other things. Like for a while there, I was really big into making Maria Emmerich's protein, the bread with the protein powder, but I'm really turned off about that because of they're not making clean egg white protein powders, and then they won't whip, and then it's expensive to get the stuff without the sunflower lecithin in it. Carrie says, I forgot about the steakums. They don't have anything bad, just beef. I'm gonna have to try this, Evelyn. That's awesome. The other thing I want to try, bacon chips. Post in the comments if you made bacon chips. The other favorite thing that you got me into is, remember when I made those Parmesan cheese chips with the pepperonis in it? And you're like, just bake some pepperoni chips. They're like, pepperoni chips are so amazing. I'm gonna have to make those again. But I do want to take these and these. I want to take these tortillas and cut them into chip size things, bake them, make them a little crispier, and then powder them with some sort of keto friendly powder. Is there a cheese, a clean powdered cheese? Yeah, pepperoni chips are amazing. You taught me that, Evelyn. Evelyn is a good person to have in your live streams, because she remembers all the cool tricks. Greasy cheese. Yeah, pepperoni chips. So, and the cheese that I use, hold on, I'll show you what cheese that I use. for the chips. I also like putting this in my tomato bisque, which is probably a little higher carb, but this is the stuff that I use, which is the Bello. It's actually shaved. I get this at Sam's Club. But I also put it on my salads. I don't eat a lot of salads anymore. My husband has a salad every day. I've also been known to sneak food into restaurants. So like I'll get hamburgers and I'll put my own keto buns in my purse if I want one, or my own tortillas in my purse. So I've been known to do that a while, you know. And the places that I go to, if it's not like a steak place, because steak place, you just need a steak. That's all. And maybe some broccoli. And but sometimes if I want a hamburger bun, I will take my own hamburger bun in my purse and I'll order it without the hamburger bun, or I'll throw the other one away if they forget. And then I have a hamburger with a hamburger bun. So I haven't, that's like the 10th time I've done that. I have been known to sneak food in my purse into the restaurant. Same thing with low carb tortillas. Greasy cheese and pepperoni chips sounds Gouda. Purse chaffles. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I have purse chaffles. So everyone gets so embarrassed. We have a place that we go locally here where our friends drink, you know, and I have had alcohol before. I don't do it very regularly, but I get hungry and they make regular pizzas there. They don't have one thing on their menu that we can eat. And I have been known to put cheese sticks and beef sticks in my purse, or a bag of nuts. And so the owners, we're friends with the owners of this place. It doesn't even bother them. They know that Amy has purse food. I have purse food. I have to have, and I have a tiny little purse and I can stick a lot of food in that tiny little purse. I mean, I don't go to the movie theater, but if I did, I'd have purse food for there too. Oh yes, the purse bacon. I have put bacon in my purse before, and cheese sticks, nuts. Like, I have no shame in my game because, you know, if I'm not fasting, a hungry Amy is not a good Amy, and not a nice Amy. Purse bacon. One day I'm going to make some chaffles. I don't have a waffle machine. I might have attempt to make them in the skillet. Well, Carrie, I just bought a new chaffle maker. If you wouldn't mind having a used one, I would be willing to ship it with you. Ship a used chaffle maker to you, and then you would have one. If you want to email me your address, I will ship it to you. My email is ketorockstars21@gmail.com. So I'd be willing to gift you, again, it's used if you don't mind that. But I would be willing to send you one of my chaffle makers, and then you would have that. Because, and you can watch Just Jason Keto's. They're relatively inexpensive. And I would be willing for your birthday just to buy you a new one on Amazon too and ship it to you. But you have to give me your address in my email. So if that would be helpful, let me know. Send me an email. Holly says, next time I go see a movie, I'm taking, oh, pork belly bites is my new jam. As a matter of fact, I've been making those like once every week and a half. And I know everybody makes theirs a little differently. I bake mine in the oven and finish them off in a cast iron skillet with some brown butter poured over it. And so I went to Smokin' Fatties in Elkhart when we had the meetup, and I got their pork belly bites, and I thought they were better than mine because they were smoked. But my husband said, your pork belly bites are better. I always had purse food with young kids. Yeah, you can't go anywhere without the kids asking for stuff. And they didn't always want the food at restaurants. Did you? So my mom always had like gum in her purse, like the sticks of whatever, long sticks of gum. But like whenever I put sticks of gum in my purse, it always got like purse lint on it and everything else. Did anybody else have a mom that gave them like gum out of their purse and then it came with a bunch of purselet and stuff? Oh, okay. I will send you, and actually, I'll just buy you a brand new one, Carrie, so that you have one to make chaffles. It's Keto Rockstars21 at gmail.com. Send me your address. I promise I won't stalk you. I'm not weird like that. I will ship you. Actually, I'll just buy a new one on Amazon and ship it to you. So not, Carrie is one of my longest supporters. That's awesome of you, Amy. But on one condition, you got to go out to Just Jason Keto and watch his videos, which you probably already do anyway because you're in everybody's live streams. And happy birthday, Carrie. Thank you for following my channel. And hopefully the chaffles, I know that you're struggling a little bit right now, but I've been praying for you, and I know that things are going to turn around. And just keep plugging away at it. That's all you can do. I make a snack mix for movies. No. Evelyn, will you do me a favor? Write all this stuff down. I'm going to interview you on my channel. And we're going to go through all this stuff because I can't remember everything that you say. Movies, nuts, bacon bits. What's SF? Oh, sugar-free chocolate chips. And I bring a Zevia. Yeah, so growing up, there was 5 of us. And my dad, he had a good career, but 5 kids is a lot of kids to support. And I feel like we used to sneak pop and stuff into the theater too. Yeah, sounds better than most of the junk you get at the movies, Evelyn. I want to go to the movies with you. Evelyn, next time we're together, we are going to the movies together. You are very welcome, Carrie. Just know that there's people that care about you. And, we're all pulling for you. So people are sending you keto chow. I'm just going to buy you a new waffle maker, ship it to your house. And, people love you, Carrie, and we're all pulling for you. So I want to go to the movies. I said it first, Lynn. Maybe we all can go at the same time. Girls stay, but then you got to bring a really big purse, Evelyn, to make sure there's enough bacon, chocolate chip. Oh, darn it, Evelyn. Okay, write all these things down that you've been telling me. Does anybody know if there's a keto-friendly cheese powder? You know the cheese you used to sprinkle on the popcorn when you made popcorn? I need to find it because I want to make like nacho chips. Oh, you gotta switch purses first movie night, Lynn. Yeah, because you gotta fit 3 pops in there. One for you, one for me, one for Lynn. And then a big bag of that bacon chocolate chip nut mix. Oh, I'm doing that. I'm doing it tomorrow. I am making that tomorrow. And I also have to make Lynn's laughing. Lynn is laughing. I also have to make Jason's pizza chaffle. Jason, I have a question for you about chaffles. So I've seen these pizza chaffles where people sauce them and put cheese and pepperoni on top. Do you keep it in the chaffle and then set that down and cook it with all that stuff on there? I couldn't do that. I took them out, put all the sauce and the cheese and the toppings on it, and then I put them in the air fryer. I'm like, I don't want to make a mess. I don't want to have to clean stuck stuff off of my chaffle. Oh, okay. I found a salt and vinegar powder with no junk in it. Goes good in pork rinds and wings. Okay, so maybe I'll do this for my tortilla chips. It's not clean, but Keto Twins use powder from a keto mac and cheese to flavor their cottage cheese chips. Yeah, that's essentially what these are, cottage cheese, baked cottage cheese. Yeah. I mean, you know what? The Quest chips aren't clean either. And we found out tonight my cottage cheese isn't even clean. Next time I'm at the movies, I'm coming in with a rolling suitcase. Nothing Nothing to see here, people. Move along. That's what I always say. When people catch me eating in my purse, they're like, did you just stick your hand in your purse and pull out food? And I always say, nothing to see here, people. Jason says, no, I would put topping on and then air fry them. Okay, good. Because the one recipe, I want to say it was Keto Dad's recipe, he was like, put these toppings on, and then he didn't really say how to cook it after that. I'm like, do you put the lid back? I'm like, I'm not putting that lid back down. So I put it in the air fryer. Oh, well, we're purse eaters. Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, all right, I hope nobody from Papa Vino's or Carrabba's is watching right now, but so on Fridays I go out to eat with my friends. We either go to Papa Vino's or Carrabba's, and they have a super salad deal. And half the time I can't get the soup because like it's pasta vajol or something, with noodles in it. Now they have the tomato bisque. I will do that, even though tomatoes are a little higher carbs. But and then Carrabba's does a gluten-free chicken noodle. Now I still think there are little tiny chunks of potato in there, so I have that every once in a while. But what I do is I cut up a hard boiled. There's like no meat on these salads. There's no protein. So I cut up a hard-boiled egg. I put some of this cheese in there. I put some extra bacon bits in a baggie and stick it in my food purse. And then when the waitress isn't looking, I dump my, and then my girlfriend always goes, did you bring your additives? Like, so I always wait till the waitress isn't looking and I dump extra protein on my salad. Evelyn says, so what I'm hearing is Keto Chow needs to come up with a cheese sauce for a Dorito flavored. Yes. Can we push for this? Yes. Dorito. We need a Keto Chow flavor to flavor our tortilla chips with. Yes, Evelyn. Yes, we need we need Cool Ranch and then the nacho cheese. So we actually need two flavors. Post in the comments if you're a Cool Ranch Dorito or nacho cheese. I like them both about the same. Didn't really have a preference. And we do eat the Quest chips. I try not to eat them every day. It's an addiction that I have. And I know they're not clean, but they're so good. Oh, and I think on Cindy's live, I said I ate a whole bag that day because I stress ate that day and the big bag. Okay, Evelyn's, I keep moving stuff around. Whoa. Evelyn says, I love Cool Ranch. Yeah, I like both of them. I used to as a kid. Oh, he said no more savory flavors. I think it's because they don't sell well. So we'll just have to develop our own. Nacho. Jason says nacho. Carrie says, back in the day in the 80s, me and my dad and my stepmom would stop at the 7-Eleven before the movies, and that was way back before food was bad like it is now. Back then, I was a string bean. So, a friend of mine posted today, she's not keto. She posted something interesting, though, that she is getting into milling, like milling her own bread, because so the breads at the store are just terrible. So she's going to make her own, with clean ingredients. It's still got gluten in it and everything, but I feel like making your own bread like that with clean ingredients is still better than what they sell at the store. Cindy said, right. Evelyn, don't start with the Quest chips. Oh, Carl's your guinea pig. I know where this is going. He couldn't leave the house after eating a small bag. Let me guess, poop emoji. Yes. Okay. Carrie says, I just sent you an email, Amy. Thank you again. Yes, I will. As soon as we get off the live stream, I will order that and have it sent to your house. And do you want the chaffle, like a waffle maker, or do you want like the flat one? Is a chaffle one okay? I'm going to send you the chaffle one because everyone seems to make the chaffles. So I'll send you that one. And happy birthday, Carrie. So I just want you to have a good day. You are very welcome. Yeah, Cindy, you know how your addiction is, you said the chalk zero? I feel like the question, I've always been a salty person over a sweet person. Now I do like my ice cream and my cheesecake, but I feel like the Quest chips are like, I don't know. They aren't great. No, I have them every once in a while if we are going. Yeah, I have them way more than I should, and they've got like bad seed oils in them. The chaffle one is okay. I can get lots of yes, yes. I have to go back through. Jason, have you ever done a Philly cheesesteak chaffle? Yep, chalk zero. We didn't do snacks when the kids were growing up, but we always had fruit on the table. We were always into sports. Yes, we were. And we could always grab an apple, orange, banana, or grapes. Yes, we always had plenty of food, Dad. Now, I do remember one thing we had as a treat. They used to, remember when they used to have the big, in the 80s, the glass bottles of Coke that came in, was it a 6-pack or 8-pack or something like that? And then you would return the bottles. Every once in a while, you guys would get the Coke, and then we could share them. And do you remember making the Coke floats, Dad, with the ice cream? For a real treat, if we had ice cream, we would put ice cream in the Coke and make a pop float with the ice cream. That was so good. Which just gave me an idea. I have to write that down. So excited. LOL. Carl says they are tasty and violent. Poop emoji. What is the Quest chips? Okay, Lynn, are you ready? Hold on, I'm going to go to my pantry here. We've been on for a while. You guys are still hanging with me. Okay, my favorite, which actually goes with this live stream, taco flavor, loaded taco. My second favorite is probably, this way, spicy sweet chili. And then they have nacho cheese, like your Doritos. But let me read these ingredients. Protein, blend milk isolate, whey isolate, vegetable oil, sunflower, canola, and or soybean oil. Not good. Calcium caseinate. Isn't caseinate the stuff that is in cheese that makes people stall and stuff? Cornstarch, natural flavor, soluble corn fiber, psyllium husk, salt, cheddar cheese, milk, salt, Romano cheese, tomato powder, sunflower lecithin, canola. Yeah, so there's canola and soy. There's bad oils in there. Haven't done a Philly cheesesteak chaffle yet. I'm craving Philly cheesesteak. I did make Philly cheesesteak, although I feel like you could just make a chaffle and put Philly cheesesteak on it. I keep doing this tonight. What's going on? There's got to be a way to lock those dogs. There's got to be a way to lock that. 16-ounce bottles. Carrie says, I remember the glass Cokes. I was always bringing in the bottles to get funds back. Didn't the pop seem to taste better drinking it out of the glass bottle, especially if you put it in the refrigerator? Dad, the black cow. Okay. Dad, will you be my taste tester if I make a black cow with keto chow ice cream? I need to make a note of this. Hold on. Let me make a note real quick, guys, because I gotta do this. I'm doing it. Okay. My favorite called a black cow. Yeah, like a root beer float, only with pop, it's called a black cow. In order to make the net carbs lower, they pack them full of fiber, Lynn. Yeah. Coke and vanilla ice cream. Oh my gosh, Cindy. No sugary drinks allowed anymore. So, um, I would do Zevia. Yeah, it's not your bags. Yeah, no, nacho cheese. Yeah. We only use small bag as a base for a taco bowl. Yeah, that's a great idea. We didn't have, they didn't have sugar free back then. You're right. When did they create aspartame? Anybody know? Lynn says, never mind, I'll pass on the Quest chips. You're better off, Lynn. Don't get addicted to them. They got terrible ingredients and they're expensive. Yeah, I'm going to do a video on this Black Cow, and I'm going to call it Black Cow. And I'm going to use Keto Chow ice cream. And I'm going to use probably Zevia Cola. So if you ever see the Quest Puffs, do not buy them. They are disgusting. So has anyone ever, and I haven't seen this in a while, but there was a brand and it was moon cheese. That was really good. I wish I could find the moon cheese, which was just like it was a cheese puff, but I think it was pretty clean. Oh, we use 0 sugar orange along with the orange cream keto chow for an orange flow. I love anything orange. As a matter of fact, one of my favorite salty flavors, other than the Coco Loco, is the orange flavored one. Yeah. I'm thinking the creamy root beer, cream soda or whatever it's called, root beer soda, for like kind of like a root beer float. Oh yes. Did we drink Kool-Aid? I don't remember drinking a lot of Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid flavor pouch and a cup of sugar. Oh, I don't remember ever really liking Kool-Aid. Jason says we still get moon cheese here. I'm gonna have to look for it. I haven't had it in a while, and I think, do you buy that, Jason? I think it's pretty clean. Oh my gosh, we've been on for 2 hours. We started at 7 and it's 9 o'clock. Holy moly, you guys, you know what? Thank you all for joining my live streams. I just love talking to each and every one of you, whether it's on my live stream or on somebody else's live stream. And time just flies so fast when you're with your friends. Cindy says, done that too with root beer and vanilla keto chow. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try it. I'll have to do that. And aspartame was invented in 1965 and came out in 1974 when I was about 3 years old. Interesting. I wonder when they started making diet soda. Well, the other thing is there's a certain type of cheese, and I know Maria Emmerich buys it, and I forget what the brand it is, but you cut it into strips and you bake it in the oven and it puffs out. Over 2 hours. I know. I feel like I need to release you guys from this torture, spending time with me. But in my defense, I missed a couple weeks because we were so sick with whatever the crud is going around. And then my poor parents, my dad's in here, we had that, I think was a tornado ripped through here close by. And my parents, we had a huge tree falling between our houses. Thank God it did not hit the houses, but my parents, my dad and mom lost the roof. And you know, then we had another tornado warning the following Wednesday. It was just traumatic. So we lost power. I couldn't have a live stream. So I didn't have a live stream for like 3 weeks. So I'm making up. Cindy says, I have had a diet soda since I was a preteen. In the late. Okay. That confirms. All right. Thanks for, confirming that, Cindy. So diet soda has been around. And I remember, Dad, I remember Mom drinking a lot of Diet Right in the 80s too. I think she liked Diet Right. Lynn asked, did you ever drink Tab, Cindy? It was terrible, but we drank it. Yeah, I remember Tab. Isn't that kind of like a different version of Dr. Pepper in a way? I didn't think it was terrible. I forgot that. I'm gonna have to get some of that orange cream soda. We missed you. Glad you are here now. I know. I missed you guys too. I probably won't have live streams when I'm sick. Dustin sucked it up and had live streams when he was sick, but it was awful. Tab was the first. It was Tab sugar free. I see that it says diet sodas are disappearing from shelves now, so it looks like they're getting rid of them. I can't tell you when the last time I had soda. I just drink water coffee. That's very good. And your method of making the coffee is so cool, Carrie. Tab tasted like poison to me. I don't remember having a lot of Tab except for when it was offered at restaurants, maybe. And okay, post in the comments Coke or Pepsi. Were you a Coke person or a Pepsi person? I was a Coke person. As a matter of fact, I still have some diabetes water here when we have guests over. They still have 7-Up, Dad. I've seen it. Oh, the other thing I like to drink when I'm really like stomach sick is I like a ginger Zevia. I have Tab, Diet Right, Fresca, you name it. You have it now, Cindy? RC Cola. Yeah, I remember RC Cola too. Oh, 7-Up, the Uncola. Remember the Uncola guy? Tab tasted so bad. That's why Diet Coke took off. It was the first diet soda that tasted good. Yep. Carrie says, I had Tab way back when I was a kid and they were in a can. When I was a kid, I drank Sprite. That was my favorite. Sprite is my daughter's favorite. Diet Pepsi if cans, bottles. Diet Coke if fountain soda. Cindy, you love your diet soda too, right? But you don't drink coffee. So now, when I was college age, I lived on Mountain Dew. And then I switched to Diet Mountain Dew because, I thought Diet Pop was better for you. So I switched to that. But I would drink probably a 2 liter a day. It was ridiculous. Gross. Yeah. Because I never slept. I was going to Notre Dame. I was working full-time jobs and I needed caffeine. Lynn says, not much of a cola fan. Coke was too carbonated and Pepsi was too sweet. I drank root beer growing up. Exactly. Now I want to watch Back to the Future. He asked for a Tab. The original one? Jason says it was always Coke for me. Gave up soda way before keto when I kept getting kidney stones. I've heard that. I'm sorry you had kidney stones. That's very painful. All right, guys. Okay, so I need to put some of this food in the fridge. I probably need to finish baking up these tortillas. I'm having tacos tomorrow and I don't want to waste this batter. It's been almost 2.5 hours. This is probably I usually try to keep my live streams to an hour so I don't hijack everybody. But I'm on vacation this week, so I do what I want. I don't have to worry about, well, actually I am getting up early to take my car in for an oil change. So I guess I can't do what I want. But thank you all for coming and hanging out with me for so long tonight. And before I go, I made this taco pie out of the same similar recipe that we did tonight. I recorded everything that I did. Yes, spray my parchment. And Carrie says you could talk about what you made then. But I'm going to try to complete my taco pizza video and release that this week too. Now, we won't be having a live stream on Easter. I will miss you all, so we'll be back in 2 weeks. And I love all of you guys, and happy birthday again, Carrie. And I will be shipping you a waffle maker so that you can make some of Just Jason Keto's recipes. Good night, everybody. I hope you all have a great rest of your week. And we will see you in the rest of the live streams. Take care.